Oh, Jesus, Michaela, really? I'm eating cucumbers.
What is going on? I'm very nervous that the dog is burning in hell right now for his past sins.
What?
Oh God!
Why'd you have to do that?
What, that is a fucking ringtone.
This is a episode of To Catch a Predator, where evidently the predator is on cocaine.
Picking up. Okay.
If you don't know okay is a name.
Got it. Yeah. Everything playing all at once. Bad videos. These are just fun videos to clip usually. That's kind of why, and especially because this one is called Cocaine Predator. I kind of wanted to see how obvious it was that this guy was on cocaine, so let's just go ahead and check it out.
All right, Amanda. A tractor trailer coming down the road. Get ready.
You can probably guess what this next suspected sex predator does for a living.
All right, he said, let him turn off the engine. He won't be able to hear anything.
I bet he works at McDonald's. I think you're being pretty presumptuous here, Hiss Cranston, because, you know, he could work anywhere. You could just drive that truck. Haven't you ever seen XYZ? XYZ is a really weird movie, by the way, about this kid who finds out that when he gets turned on, he turns into the opposite sex, and then he finds out that after he fucks another person who's XYZ, that he can only turn into it when he fucks. And I thought that was pretty funny. Mostly because the implications of that is that if he turns back mid-coitus, does that mean at some point they're docking? Like, is his partner's dick inside his newly grown dick? Or is that not how that works? I don't know. They were very vague. It was damn near a PG-13 movie, even though it had literally like boys like growing tits. Like it was like Teen Wolf, but with gender. And it was pretty interesting. So here we go.
Until he cuts the engine. Let's let him get down.
He's a 41-year-old truck driver from Fayetteville, Georgia. Joseph
You look
Myrick.
like you do cocaine.
He thinks a 15-year-old girl is inside, ready to have sex with him.
Hey, you made it. Come on in. I'm just getting some laundry out.
Come on in.
His
I'm putting on my
screen name is too
bikini.
graphic to use, but in his
Then I
chat,
close the
he
door,
asks
and that's
the
when they
decoy,
see me.
when it comes to sex, are there any positions you like best?
Consider
The person
it.
pretending to be the 15-year-old says, I only did the one. Then he says,
Midnight Ride-A-Girl. These names are always so fun. Hey, how you doing, baby? Thank you. It's a face I'm sure that you're happy to sit on. Denki Nasu there in the chat. It's my wonderful wife. And she's got her own Twitch channel there, so go ahead and click on her and go ahead and check that out. Follow her. Also check out our respective YouTube channels of same names. So, yeah, this is the Cocaine Predator. What's on his hat?
well, we'll try others. When the decoy says it's awesome that he's bringing the big truck, he says, well, I do not want your mom finding out because it would mess up a good thing.
That right there, by the way, is a genuine comment from that decoy. It's like, it's pretty cool that you're bringing the giant truck. I'm not gonna lie. I know I'm supposed to be, like, luring you here, but it's legit awesome that you're bringing that giant-ass truck.
Big truck you got. How do you drive that thing?
Real question, by the way.
To be honest with you, it's like driving a car.
That is not a decoy question. That's a real, like, holy shit, did you see that truck out there, Chris? That thing's amazing. I need to ask this guy how he drives it.
Well, I would love to go for a ride sometime.
Well, I'd love to take you.
Where exactly were you going to take her?
See certain places, you know, to talk to her.
Like where?
But if she just want to go for a ride, I'll take her for a ride. I mean, nothing, you know, I ain't mean no harm trying to do nothing I shouldn't be doing. You know, trying to, you know, be no idiot and no pervert or nothing.
That's what he...
All of that probably should have just kept to yourself there, bud. Don't get me wrong. I'm really glad that you're making this so easy for them, but, you know, that's insane. Like, I mean, could you say anything more guilt-strewn than what you just said? I ain't trying to do nothing that I wasn't supposed to be doing. You know, not around here trying to be no pervert or nothing. It's like, you know. Do you know this is Chris Hansen? Is that a Dale Earnhardt Jr. cap? Really? Like, you gonna hit every stereotype here, bud? Right down to the goatee and the Kentucky waterfall you got going down the back of your head?
What he says now, but what about what he said to her online?
You say, well, I do think you're damn sexy, and was wanting to know if you have ever had sex.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you did.
Oh, did I?
Right here. So you might as well just tell me.
What, me? No. You can't possibly mean me, Mr. Hansen. I mean, whoever you are.
I ain't disputing it. No, sir, I ain't disputing it. I'm just damn.
I think you probably have a very nice ass as well.
I just fell into the conversation. I ain't going to sit here and tell me no excuses for the things I said because I fell into the conversation. It was totally, it was wrong. And
You say, yeah, I'll
I'm going to say teetotally from now on, just as a brief aside.
be your bear, and we bears like tasting honey.
when you read it back to me like that right there, and I realized what I said, no, you're right.
What do you think would have happened?
I love that. I love that defense. You know, I didn't think it was so bad. You know, I was just like falling into conversation. I was just talking. I was just chit-chatting online, you know. Just chit-chatting online. Thank you so much, darling. Just chit-chatting online, and, you know, I was just... now that you say it out loud, yeah, that sounds pretty perverted.
And if I wasn't here, and in fact, a 15-year-old girl was here.
Did you get hit in the head, Hanson? Is anybody else seeing that? Above the right eye?
What would have happened?
God, Chris Hansen really looks like a Muppet when you pause him in the right places. Like, he looks straight out of Henson's Creature Shop. I don't know if... And, you know, I don't know if this is just the video being kind of laggy, but his nose looks fucked up, too. Like, did you get in a fight, Chris? This looks like a fighting face, or a fresh out of a fight face. Not fresh, but been in a fight recently face.
If I wasn't here, and in fact, a 15-year-old girl was here.
I told myself when I get in here to just talk to her, you know.
You just said you were going to take her for a ride in the truck.
If she wanted to go, man, she wanted.
How do you think a girl's father would feel if a 40-year-old man took a 15-year-old girl for a ride in a truck?
He'd be upset, right?
And he'd be justified, wouldn't he?
Oh, yes, he would.
You own that rig yourself?
No, sir.
So you work for a company that owns that rig?
Yes, sir.
And
This guy looks like he's been in a fight, too. Both of these guys just fought somebody a couple weeks ago.
how do you think they'd take to the fact you're out driving that rig around, going to meet a 15-year-old girl?
Well, they would look at it on it as in a bad note and look at it, you know,
A bad note.
like the way it actually looks.
You know it's wrong.
It was foolish.
It was foolish.
It was the wrong thing to do, and it, you know, it won't happen again. I know you got a job to do, and I see it all the time. And
You see what all the time?
on news reports.
You've seen
Oh.
stories on television news about guys coming over to meet underage.
So he does know Chris Hansen.
Yes, sir. But
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on adults
yes, sir.
who try to meet young teens on the internet. If there's anything else you'd like to tell us,
Every time he says, I'm Chris Hansen, I always think of the South Park episode where he just kind of ramps it up more and more and more until by the end of the episode he's like, I'm Chris Hansen. I love that.
we're happy to hear it. And if not, you're obviously welcome to walk out the door you came in.
I told myself on one day here, just talk to her, you know, and just stay away from the sexual overtones.
The 41-year-old leaves the house, and you know what happens next.
Get on the ground, now. All the way down, all the way down. Yes, sir.
Turns out this isn't Myrick's first time in handcuffs.
Stand up on your neck. Yes, sir.
This individual, Joseph Myrick, he's had 11 prior arrests.
11 prior arrests.
Wow.
11 prior arrests. It could range from possession of drugs to simple battery to theft. Pretty good little record that we have on him. Started as early as
Well, now it's less surprising that he showed up to the house. I mean, like, if you got this kind of record already, I mean, like, what aren't you going to do?
1983.
He was never convicted on the battery or theft charges, but in the 1990s, he was convicted of 6 misdemeanors and 1 felony drug charge. After Myrick's arrest, his truck is searched,
Cocaine.
where detectives find cocaine.
He was so excited.
Myrick is then brought in for questioning, where he appears to admit
You know, from this part right here.
Cocaine.
Search the truck.
detectives find cocaine. Myrick is then brought in for questioning, where he
First of all, if you're a trucker and you don't do cocaine, are you even really human?
appears to admit what he's done is wrong.
Do you have any kids?
No, sir, I got nieces and nephews.
How would you feel if somebody did this thing?
You an honest station?
Honest station.
I mean, you can.
Then the investigator asks Myrick
Why is that? Like, that's... You're pushing too hard in the opposite direction, bud. You're not helping yourself with a... I love, though, that you're sitting there under arrest as a pervert, going like, I would also be a murderer. If given the chance, I would murder someone.
about his use of cocaine.
The Coke in the Marlboro Reds pack is just beautiful. Nice little touch on the Americana.
You know, I was in town and I was under the influence of it.
He seems to blame the cocaine for his current predicament. He'll be charged with...
You look a lot rougher when it's not in a ponytail, bud.
...child molestation and obscene internet contact.
I'm going to set the criminal attempt child molestation at $15,000. The possession of controlled substance, $5,000.
The undercover operation in Fortson, Georgia is over, and the last of the suspects caught in our sting are...
I recognize some of those guys from the other videos.
Operation in Fortson, Georgia is over, and the last of the...
Especially this one and this one. Maybe this guy, but he just kind of looks like a festival hippie that I know. Because, you know, a lot of hippies have that goatee.
Suspects caught in our sting are appearing before a local judge.
I'm not here to determine if you're guilty or innocent.
For most of the men, the judge sets a bond of $40,000, restricts their use of a computer and their interactions with minors, including their own children.
Hey, what's going on? I'm a little bit hoarse, though. My voice is kind of ragged for some reason. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to see you. Yes.
Joseph Vincent Merrick was arrested on July 26, 2006 during the Fortson Harris County, Georgia sting. Oh, okay. At the time, Merrick had a history of 11 arrests. Yeah, we saw that. He was released on bail. Merrick pleaded guilty on February 19, 2007 to attempted child molestation and attempted statutory rape. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison, followed by 15 years of probation. He was released on parole on January 12, 2009. In 2013, he failed to register as a sex offender. That's a big no-no. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison, but served from September 2014 until August 2015. And that's the end. And that's the end of the credits there, which means that this man is just out and about, as far as we know.